Welcome to week 4. Very excited about this because we're going to learn how to draw in 3 dimensions. Last week, and I have to say you guys did a fantastic job. I was so thrilled with your results. But we drew in what was called, well, 2D, 2 dimensions, where an object that we know to be 3-dimensional is reduced to its 2-dimensional qualities. So this week what we want to learn is how to make this appear 3-dimensional. And because, as you can tell from this drawing, is that we need very many drawings to get the whole picture of what this cubic composition actually looked like. So the best way to make it more readable and understandable by somebody that's going to build it is by doing it in 3 dimensions. So welcome to the world of isometric drawing. I just want to take a little time to review what we've done so far in the last 3 weeks. You guys have come a long way and I'm seeing tremendous development. Here's what we've done. We've started off by drawing straight, even lines, and you now know how to go from point to point and nice and precisely. Congratulations for that. You're also really working toward making nice, crisp, geometric objects in the shape and the proportion that we want them to be. So in this case, I'm aiming for a square, and I've reiterated the importance of drawing a square and practicing. I'm never perfect, but we always try. And using guidelines and then nice, crisp, darker lines to emphasize what it is, your final drawing. Okay. Then we looked at proportion. And even in Design Studio right now, you've got an exercise where you're asked to do a composition within a square. And we've been very purposeful about that because the idea of a square is going to start to limit you and give you different ideas about what it is that you're going to do within that composition such that it's balanced. But if you started drawing that little thumbnail and great thumbnails that you've got and you're kind of off square and maybe you're a little bit more misshapen, then all of a sudden it changes the potential of what it is that you're going to do, and when you go to do it in good, it's never exactly the way you thought it was going to be. So we've also given you the proportion of 2 to 3, and we've said both horizontal and we've said vertical as well. So if you already know what that square is going to look like in your thumbnail, here's what you could have easily done, and you know how to do this, which is great. But it is really important to take the time to provide yourself with the proportionate field to begin with. And here's why. When we're designing, when we're in our best mood, our best design mood, we're not usually close to a drafting table or a computer, and we want to sketch out our ideas. And if we don't start off within the proper proportionate field, then our work is kind of for naught. So for instance, this is 2 to 3. And had I just given myself a random rectangle that I know to be kind of long and horizontal, then my temptation to design within that is much different than the actual proportion of what I would be using, such as that. That starts to limit me and influence me in a certain way within my design. And in terms of architecture, I know, for instance, that I can get away with, if this is a doorway or something like that, then that is going to have the ultimate impact on how I ultimately want to shape other shapes in there. So when I start to compose certain things within that field, all of a sudden, as you can see, it is influenced by the overall shape of that. So dedicate yourself to, when you're drawing freehand, draw in a very proportionate way. Practice drawing horizontal and vertical, making sure that your corners are 90 degrees. And use your guidelines, use all of those geometric constructions that you have learned to help you create whatever shapes you need to create. And the more accurate you are in freehand, the easier it will be to resolve your drawings when it comes to putting them to either AutoCAD, SketchUp, Revit, whatever. It'll work out much better.